Do you feel your path to enlightenment is blocked? The reason might shock you. Hey guys, it's John here in the studio once again, and now the sun is shining and it is beautiful outside. Drinking my coffee still. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. This video is happening because of a couple of exchanges I've had recently. I had one woman who I did a private session for, and then another woman who sent me a letter asking me whether she should not come to the private session. And I wanted to hop on and talk about it because this is actually a very interesting sort of experience. You know, I deal with people all day long and doing private sessions, and my private sessions are not like anybody else's private sessions. But I do have people who show up and they say, are you going to read my Akashic records? I'm not going to read your Akashic records. Are you going to tell me about my past life? I'm not going to tell you about your past life. Are you going to tell me what my future holds? I'm not going to tell you what your future holds. I'm not going to tell you any of those things. I don't do those things because all of those things would be disempowering to you. What I'm doing is I'm helping you find your divinity so you can create your future. My whole mission in life is the same as his, is to show people the divinity within themselves so they can wake up and start creating the lives they want, rather than being disempowered by religions or spiritual truths or pathways. But oftentimes what happens is people will come to me with the story of, well, I've been studying for years and I know all this and I'm advanced and I don't want to just come here and have a nice conversation with somebody. Well, if you're coming to me and you're only having a nice conversation, you're missing what I'm saying. You're missing the pathway back to yourself. And oftentimes people, their path themselves, the path itself is what blocks them from their connection to Source. See, the interesting thing about the connection to Source is that it's firmly present. And the pathways all depict a journey going through it. And some people will say, yeah, but the journey is what's important. Well, the journey is not what's important. It's what really is important is coming back to yourself. When you seek a path is laid before you. All of the spiritual beliefs, all of the journeys, the religions, all those things are just pathways away from yourself. You know, I said to somebody on the line the other day, spirituality is a personal journey, not a crowd experience. And so you want to come down to this idea that you're coming back to yourself and your present moment. I tell the story frequently about being in the tent with my comedy partner and him, and me having a Kundalini rising and him telling me, I've been trying to have one of those for years. Well, the reason why I had one is because I said I am. I am warming my body up, and so I had this amazing experience. He said, I am trying to have a spiritual experience through the use of transcendental meditation. And so his present moment belief came down to, I am trying, using this spiritual path because I've been told that this spiritual path will get you there. But to say the spiritual path will get you there is literally looking at a pathway outside of yourself. The fastest way to enlightenment is to get very present and very fearless. And that does not say get very present, get very fearless, and do this certain method, modality, or technique. This does not say get very present and very serious and then spend the next hour talking about your past lives. It's talking about getting right here, right now, and connecting to the Source, connecting to your divine self in the present moment. And what happens is I get a lot of people who come to me, and like I say, they'll say I'm going to read their Akashic records or all those things. And that's because those are the pathways they've traveled down. The lady who sent me the letter, it was a very interesting letter because she was like, well, I've done this, I've studied this for 50 years, and if I'm just going to have a nice conversation with somebody, then I would rather, not do that. And I was like, well, that's a very interesting concept. And then I realized that the day before I had spoken to somebody else who was speaking very much the same way, and I got off the session the day before, and I was talking to my sister. She said, John, how's your day going? I said, well, I just talked to somebody who didn't hear a darn thing I said. And the one thing I would ask of anybody who comes to one of my private sessions is to come with a completely open mind. Don't come with a framework that I'm supposed to fit into, because I'm not going to fit into it. I'm not going to fit into a pathway that's outside of you, because everything I do is about you. Everything I do is about bringing you to your present moment experience with the divine. And when sometimes our path to enlightenment is hindered by our belief in a path. And that belief in the path itself means we're not coming within. I have to do this, this, and this. I have to breathe this certain way. I have to say this mantra so many times. I have to use this affirmation over and over again. I have to pray all this thing like this, that, the other thing. I have to, go have confession, because if I don't, I'm going to go to hell. So you have all these pathways outside of yourself. You must become as a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. A child has no belief. It has no idea of spirit guides or anything else. A child is just pure. You must be born again. That means get rid of all the belief, get rid of all the pathways, come back to you without anything. Come back to your purest self. Take the definitions down, take the labels away. There's a Hindu proverb that says, the drop dropped its name and became the ocean. Right? The drop dropped its name and became the ocean, became one with everything. It became one with the whole. It dropped its definitions, it dropped its methods, it dropped its modalities, it dropped its pathways. It came back to itself and just became one. And that can only happen in your present moment. You can't go to the store next Thursday right now. There's only right now. The past is done. There's nothing back there you can change. There is only right now. And when I hear someone coming to me and saying, you have to do it the way that I have chosen because for 50 years I've done it this way, to me, they're limiting themselves. Come with an open mind. Come with a realization that I'm not talking about the way you've already learned it. I'm talking about something broader, something new, something here and now that lets you strip away all the things that are hindering you, and the paths will hinder you. I go back to that quote, when you seek a path is laid before you. But when you turn your path back to yourself, you find the doorway. And actually, the quote was, until you turn the path back to you never find the doorway. The paths themselves are walking away. You're going to wander in the wilderness until you come back to just being in the present and now and here. And it's in that present moment awareness of that feeling. Because the connection to God, the connection to everything is in the feelings, not the thinkings, not the methods, modalities, techniques, not all of the religious dogma or doctrines. It's in none of that. That's all from the mind of man trying to figure it out. What they haven't figured out is that those things are the things that take you away from the oneness of God, your divinity, your experience. Adam and Eve, they ate from the tree of knowledge. They got kicked out of paradise. Paradise is the feeling of God. Paradise is the feeling of God. It's nirvana. You hear that in Buddhist teachings. Come to this beautiful, beautiful feeling within, the paradise within. The rest of it's all just of the mind of man. It's the tree of knowledge, and it's the pathways away from our personal self. And so it's a matter of stripping everything away. And that has been for my personal journey, that is the thing. People ask me what my religion is. Are you Christian? No, I'm not Christian. Are you Muslim? No, I'm not Muslim. I have no religion. I have no spiritual doctrine or dogma that I follow. I am love, because love is the oneness of God. And so that is my common belief. That is my personal faith. My spiritual journey, as my mom would say. And I think that in being love, I love everyone, which means I have the struggles with people who want to have borders and be afraid of people who have a darker skin and who want to judge others for not loving as they do and all those things. I have struggles with those people because they hear me just say I love everybody. And all of those things are their path that they're going down. The religions are other people's paths they're going down. But everything is present moment. Everything that's ever happening. Time is coming through you. You're not going through it. All the future is a place where you set goals. But those goals are never experienced in the future. They're always experienced in the now. And so the pathways depict a journey. And if you seek a path, you are telling God you are seeking, and so God is giving you seeking lovingly. And when you realize that you're declaring seeking and you're getting seeking, why don't you declare finding? Why don't you, I'm lost until I'm found, right? I am the one who's choosing if I'm lost or I'm found. I'm the one who comes back to the space of realizing that I myself am the core essence of the oneness of God, if I so choose. I can get lost in the mires of pathways of spirituality, of New Age dogmas, Old Age dogmas. Doesn't matter which dogma it is. The dogmas are dragging you away by the leash, right? Take your karma and run over your dogma, right? Come back to that place and let it all go, and come back to that just pure essence of oneness of God's, and just be the change you want to see in the world. Love one another. These are not esoteric, dogmatic doctrines and techniques and methods and modalities. These are just being and feeling love. Be the loving world you want to experience. They're coming back to this space of realization that all the rest of it is just chatter. It's the calm. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. However you say it, it always comes back to I am God. And I am is a present moment declaration. And God's name is a present moment declaration. And whatever you ask in God's name is granted. So you come back to before belief, before any of the rest of it, and you come back to this space, and you just live into the now, creating the feeling of pure love in the now, and let go of the pathways, because that's where divinity is found. Divinity is found in the now. And as long as you choose to be on a journey seeking, you won't be in the now. You'll be forever looking ahead of yourself, as opposed to being in the I am moment. And that's the key to all of this, is breaking free of the rituals, dogmas, doctrines, the beliefs that come out of ancient religions and theosophical societies and New Age teachers and Old Age teachers, and even political structures give you beliefs that we create from. Let it all go. Come back to the now. Just come back to loving everyone equally. Because that is the key to the change of our world, is that we just love one another. No matter what societal pressures say, no matter your own personal self-doubts, you are creating in every moment. And those doubts and those societal pressures can create the roadblocks on the pathway. Come back to the present and just love. Just come back to the feeling and realize that you are God. I am God. Ye are gods. Come back to this moment and live into it. Let go of all the past. Become like a child. Enter the kingdom of heaven. Love one another. Be the change you want to see in the world. Make the expression of life your desire reality. Make your desire reality by being it now. Being that loving world now. You don't need a path. You don't need a technique. You don't need a modality. You don't need the next guru. One of the ladies who talked to the other day, she just loved to give me the list of all the famous spiritual teachers she'd talked to. I don't care, because every one of them was just another path that she was going down, and she was only dropping names because of the fact that she was trying to show how enlightened she was. But enlightenment doesn't happen in a pathway following a guru. A spiritual journey is within. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Step into that space and realize that you are the one creating. You are the one. It always comes back to you and your personal journey in the present moment. And I just wanted to come on and say this because I see this so often. People coming and they're asking me to read them the way they want me to read them. Well, I'm not going to do that. My goal is to have you have a divine experience in the present moment, not an experience that you mold with your beliefs. And if you're disappointed that I don't do it the way you want me to do it, then that really is a struggle for you, not me, because the want me to do it is the pathway that you're trying to push me onto, or push the reading onto, or you yourself are kind of on. But I am here about to bring you back to the present, to bring you into the here and now, and to show you how this moment is the moment of creation. This moment is the moment you choose. This moment will be the outcome of the last moment you thought. And the next moment will be what you believe about this moment. The results are ahead of you, not behind you. Right? The results are ahead of you, not behind you. You literally say, I am this, and it happens. And so break away all the division and all the teachings and come back to the realization that the world will be exactly what you believe it to be. Negative people see negative worlds. Positive people see positive worlds. I see love everywhere I go, every country I've been in. Everywhere I've gone, I've seen beautiful, loving people. But I've gone there with the intention of being beautiful and loving to them. And so I encourage you all to take this video in the way it was meant. It's meant to help you find your personal divinity within yourself, that personal power within yourself, that connection to God within yourself. And it all happens in the now. It does not happen tomorrow. It did not happen yesterday. It's happening in the now. You are creating in the now. I am is the now. And so take a moment to just exhale. I am love. And feel how that feels. And be that feeling. And take that feeling out in the world and be that feeling for others. That is the call to action that I would give you on this video, is to strip away everything and be the change you want to see in the world. Be the love you want to have around you. Be the experience that you want to experience. And you will. And that's what I have to say on this. You guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.